there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Reboot Roundtable, and today we're doing an episode about villains. But I'm alone. I think I need to summon some villains. So, today I will be joined by Jay and Cove.
How are we doing today?
Where the fuck did you come from?
I don't know, man.
Where did you come from? Where's
Listen.
my home? Where's my home?
Listen.
So,
Listen, you act like this is new.
this is new. We've never all been in the same room and recorded. So, this is gonna be...
That's pretty correct.
It's true.
So, what we're gonna do today, spooky season is on the horizon.
It's the best season.
It's not. Christmas
Christmas is
go.
negative.
Anyways, we're gonna be ranking random villains on how good they were for their stories. And this is also gonna kind of serve as a part 2 to our Joker video, where I just kind of roasted the Joker a bunch. Because I have a feeling it's gonna come up a bit. And it's gonna tie into how we need more variety in villains. And what makes a good villain maybe dynamic. Also, regular Coca-Cola is better. You slime. Anyways, let's start with the very first one. Some blonde chick that I don't know who she is. Do any of us know?
I can give you one piece of advice. You can only make so good of a character. I don't know.
Okay.
She blonde.
So, let's start with Michael Myers. I've never seen, what is this, Friday the 13th?
This is not that.
What is Michael Myers from?
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how good is Michael Myers as a villain from a story perspective?
Well, do you know Michael Myers' story, Connor?
Well, to be
I
fair,
watched
he's more of a monster than a...
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
He's like a Godzilla type.
yeah, he's resurrected. The thing is, he isn't the main villain in his story. His mother is.
Hmm.
So,
But we see him as an antagonist in the similar way of like we see Godzilla, right?
yeah.
He's
Where it's
more
just-
of a force of nature.
He's
Yes.
very much so more of like
Except the one dude
an
who boxed him?
extension of his mother's will.
I thought that was Jason.
Yes and no. They both.
They're both like that?
They both have ties.
This is why I don't watch horror
Ties,
movies.
I barely know it.
So,
Well, cause Myers is from Halloween. I am failing as a horror.
oh
fan.
no, so this
Michael
is,
Myers is from Halloween, where he
They,
is.
This
you
is
can
Halloween.
interchange them though.
Oh.
they're basically the same
They're
thing.
basically
They're
the
no,
same.
no, they're
They're
not
both-
the same.
okay,
because
they're not the same?
He is
Okay.
this is a straight up psycho.
Okay.
Michael Myers kills his sister on Halloween,
I
and
feel
that is
bad.
how he is sent into the insane asylum, which he breaks out and Halloween 1 happens. Which makes him, in my opinion, one of the weakest serials, because unlike Jason, he is just a thoughtless killer.
Where does Captain
So-
Crunch end up on that?
Captain Crunch?
So, where would you say,
Ninjas?
as someone
Oh.
who does watch horror, where do you think Michael Myers is from between S and D tier?
Oh, he's definitely like a C.
Definitely a C
Oh,
tier.
definitely.
That
a C.
feels fair, especially because I don't know a ton about him, and I know he really doesn't do like a whole lot of character development or even just entertain. Because again, he's more of a force of nature.
all he really does is he kills people. That's it.
So next up, we have the Witch Doctor from Princess and the Frog.
He's so good.
He's
He's
so
such a
good.
good-
He has a great
He's
song.
so good.
I read it.
Hot take though.
We can't go any further because of copyright.
I would forget copyright.
Yeah, copyrighted
See,
goes.
Kermit's already listening to it.
Kermit's waiting.
Oh, Kermit's waiting
So-
for it.
But how good a
Russell
villain
X.
would we say? So he's more of a tool of the friends on the
Wait.
other side. So I would say he's not one of the stronger Disney villains though.
He isn't.
I think he's easy A tier though.
I don't, not
minimum
even
B.
clue.
Okay, listen. Look at the character design on that character.
As
The
a
Character design is great.
Listen, he may be one of the weaker like old Disney
Yeah,
villains.
he's not the
That doesn't mean he's bad.
He's not the strongest in terms of villainy, but he's very good in terms of like
But
he
what-
works his plot.
But
Yes.
But does he represent anything more than just his villainy?
No.
He represents falling to the bad side.
Well, he represents just falling into general like
Depravity.
exactly
Depravity.
depravity, Jay.
Stop calling me that.
I'm calling you short.
Talk to the finger. That means stop.
And that's incorrect.
So
We
I
talk
would
about
say I would actually say he's probably only a C tier villain.
Yeah.
It's compared to these other villains that are on this list, he is a C tier villain.
He is.
this. I think B.
Especially
Okay,
Listen,
other
look-
villains on this list.
Look at
sure.
who he's framed by, Jay. Look at who's coming up next to him.
I don't know much about him.
so, but well, here's the thing.
Oh, that's not Saw.
That's not Saul.
Oh, that's
Next.
Goosebumps.
No. The thing with him, and I think the biggest issue is most of Princess and the Frog I am speaking, children.
We're listening.
I'm listening to you.
Most of Princess and the Frog, he's not in the movie as much as a lot of other great villains are. So I think he kind of takes a background seat compared to our other characters. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Compared to other characters, yes. But
Yeah.
I think he does his role
He does his role.
so well that he deserves a B.
I would say, though, C tier is you do the job well, but you aren't
yeah,
excelling.
he does propel his story in the
C
same
is
way that
that's-
Myers
yeah.
propels his
Yeah.
story.
Fine,
He
then
is-
fine. I will concede.
Yeah.
Concede. Put me on the chisel and shoot me in the back.
Listen, since that isn't Jigsaw, I haven't watched
No,
Goosebumps.
this is Goosebumps. I've not seen it.
I
Have you
remember
all
him
seen
being really funny, but I was weird as a kid, so we can't say.
I
Yeah,
say
okay,
I-
so let's
I
go, I
need
don't
It's
know.
a piece of history that we need to see.
All right,
didn't I
so
like
we've got
Goosebumps.
Kylo Ren. I'm the only person who's seen these movies, right?
No, I've
don't
seen
do
it.
Star
You've
I didn't
Wars.
see all of them. I saw the first one.
Okay. Kylo Ren held up the sequel trilogy. I'm one of the few people
It
who...
literally was only Kylo Ren was good.
I love the sequel trilogy. Unironically, shoot me in the head.
He's not better than the Witch Doctor.
I will say this. I would also put him in C. I would say he has some B tier scenes, but he is a C tier villain.
Yes.
He just pushes the plot forward.
Yes.
So-
Plot pusher.
Except for that Han Solo scene. That whole Solo scene goes crazy.
Just
ne-
saying, like, he's the best character in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And he's a C tier. So.
I like other stuff, but that's because I'm a nerd. Next up, we've got
Pause.
Ghost from Ant-Man and Wasp.
Didn't watch it and won't watch it.
I watched it.
I watched it.
She's not a bad villain.
No, but she also once again is falling to the prey of that she's not very dynamic. as a
No,
villain.
but she is going to be in the Thunderbolts movie, and that movie looks really good based on the trailer. I'm very excited.
Do we go D tier now?
I would actually say, yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
D tier. She's a D tier villain, and that's more because I don't even know if
I'm
she
also
full.
more excited to get into these other
She's
characters.
more of an A tier.
Oh, I'm
Darth
so
Maul.
excited for everybody
Okay,
else.
here comes the question with Darth Maul.
Yes.
Do we take only his film adaptation, or can we do what he did in the Clone Wars
I think
TV
we're taking
series?
the character. So
Yeah.
The character as a
Just the
whole,
character.
then that is an S tier villain.
I don't think S.
No. Let me explain why.
No.
I'll push A.
Sorry, bud.
Not S.
Let me explain
tier.
myself. No, I've got to justify this because Darth Maul does not get enough love if you haven't seen the Clone Wars.
It's okay, A tier.
Darth Maul is a Shakespearean level villain. He gets some of the most emotional scenes in the Clone Wars. He becomes the main big bad of the Clone Wars. And not to mention he shows up in throughout Rebels, and every time, whoo! Easily one of the most dynamic and interesting Star Wars Sith we get because of how tragic and Shakespearean he becomes. If we were only taking Phantom Menace version of Darth Maul, we have us an F tier villain. But if we are taking Clone Wars into account, we have one of the best written villains in all of history. And I will put myself to the grave on that.
Balance it then, A tier.
Yeah.
Y'all are goblins.
I mean, I'm counterbalancing it mostly because I don't know who we're talking about, and I'm.
I think it's just a balance A tier.
What's your reasoning for saying A tier?
Because
Is it just ignorance?
It's because he's not as good consistently as some of the other teams on this list. And if
That's
we brought
fair.
the Witch Doctor down, we're
I
bringing
say
him down.
we have a few stronger.
For me, I guess I should say, like, what for me makes a great villain is a villain who represents a moral quandary and will provide interesting questions.
For me, it's impact.
No, it's
Well, and I would say Darth Maul does a lot of impact on the stories he's in.
But that impact doesn't only come from the story, in my opinion.
Are you talking like also like from just a lore, like an IRL thing?
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Like a character, like a villain with aura, IRL aura, like you see him and your eyes are on that character.
Yeah.
For me, Darth Maul doesn't hit that near as hard as some of the other names on this list. S tier needs to be held up to the people.
So
Says to your
next
Darth
up,
Maul isn't even the best villain in his series.
we've got Sauron from the Lord of the Rings.
And you want to talk about aura?
Sauron is amazing, but here's the thing I will say with Sauron. He's a lot like Michael Myers, where he is a force of nature, right?
Yes.
He is not an active personality, which is good for what he represents. Again, I would say he goes in B tier he is a very terrifying villain, but he is force of nature, he's a force of nature, not a, like,
Okay.
dynamic character.
As I haven't seen Lord of the Rings yet, we're getting to it, I promise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
Sorry.
We're putting Jay through the homework ringer.
Oh my gosh.
Lord of the Rings.
At some point, yeah, we're getting there. And then he'll make me do all the weeb homework I need to do.
Listen,
So,
the Wii
next
homework
up,
is fun.
I don't know why Bosk is on here. I love that he's on here, but he's a D-level villain. He's from Star Wars. He's a single scene in the movie. He's a bounty hunter who's in one scene of one Star Wars movie, and then he's in some books and comics. And the cartoons.
So he's just
Boring. Captain Hook.
Captain Hook!
Captain Hook.
I love Captain Hook.
He has to at least
You want to
hit
talk about
me.
aura? You want to talk
He
about
has
aura?
mad aura.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Oh
but
my God,
is
no,
Captain
walk
Hook
in.
S tier?
I think he's A. I think
I
he's
think
A.
he's A. He's
He
A.
is definitely A.
I put him right below Maul.
Not only in
Yeah.
character impact, but in story development and
Him-
story growth as a person. Like,
Him and Smee have the best dynamic.
he is. I love him.
I love, especially Disney Captain Hook. Why is Captain Phasma on the list? No, F tier. F tier,
Bottom of D.
bottom of D.
Oh my God!
Bad
I
villain.
see Chucky.
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 I see
I did watch one of the
Chucky.
Chucky movies.
I've never seen Chucky. I get scared.
love Chucky.
Chucky's really funny.
Chucky is the slasher of comedy horror.
Did you call me? Don't say it. It's not working. We
I-
already know if you
I
don't. Just
call-
stop.
call
Go ahead.
him.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Go
Jay,
ahead.
you're the same size as Chucky.
You
right?
and
not.
Chucky are both short. You get along great. He is the personification of general human awfulness. He is a possessed doll by a murderer who I'm pretty sure shot a cop, and then his
I
soul
never
got
got that
transferred into a doll. If I can remember the broad beats of how Chucky comes to be,
I never got like that one.
So,
he is.
how good a villain are you saying Chucky is?
I am saying that Chucky is what he does very well.
From what I've seen, B tier.
Yeah,
B tier, I feel where he's
I think
at.
he
Lower than
also
Sauron.
he defines his genre as well.
He does define the genre. Aura-wise gets him way up there.
Aura-wise,
But
he-
as a character,
He goes crazy.
yes.
He has some of the most meanest one-liners that slashers have.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got Count Dooku from Star Wars.
Not got there yet.
He's my personal
That's not
favorite
bad.
Sith Lord of all time.
Wrong.
Incorrect.
Sorry, bud.
What's a Sith Lord?
They're the red guys.
They're the
Oh.
villains in Star Wars. But he isn't... he does not have as much influence as the others. I'm saying I think he's high D tier, but he is D tier.
I really want to argue this with you because I love... Crap, what's his actor's name?
Oh, Christopher Lee is one of my favorite actors of all
I listen
time.
to his music.
I will happily make him C tier, but
Can we make him C tier based on his Christopher Lee?
Oh yeah,
Can
no,
we do
he
actor?
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actor.
Next up we've got Cruella DeVille.
Oh,
I don't remember her well.
I'm not
That's
a.
101 Dalmatians.
So I'm assuming we're gonna do classic Cruella.
Yeah, let's go
DeVille.
classic Cruella DeVille.
I think that Cruella makes her a stronger villain. I don't think that classic Cruella DeVille is very strong.
She's scary.
She's not even very scary.
She scared me.
She's essentially just kind of like a greedy woman who wants puppies dead.
Yeah,
Huh.
I would say she's a D tier villain.
Exactly.
Personally, she's not good. Okay,
S.
the fairy.
S.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not gonna say S. I think she's A.
High A then. I think the Fairy Godmother is one of the best villains out there. Only because
And if you just say the song,
the song.
no, we cannot just use the
Aura.
song.
You want Aura.
Listen,
She was a great villain. I've watched like 15 different
The
movie
Aura is
like
crazy.
reviews.
No, she is a great villain. She's a intimidating villain. She does a lot of great manipulation, but I wouldn't say she's one of the greatest of all time.
I think she's easy A.
Easy A
Easy
tier.
A.
Easy A tier.
Easy A.
All right, next up we have the Indominus Rex from Jurassic Park.
Did you watch that?
Jurassic World, I should say. I have. I
enjoyed
love the
it.
Jurassic Park films.
Okay, the thing is,
Um,
was that a good dinosaur?
No, the Indominus Rex
That
is
was-
the
okay,
worst
no, no, no.
dinosaur
That was
villain.
No.
Awful, that
The
was
Indo had
awful.
the most aura.
Listen.
Yes.
That's still awful.
But it's still the least interesting of the
Listen,
dino
he is the
villains.
No, I thought it was great.
least.
It's I think what its issue is like, yes, it has some thematic relevance, but it doesn't have the cool factor that the first Jurassic Park movie had with the T-Rex. The second movie we had, what was the main villain of the second movie? That was like just multiple T-Rexes, right?
Yes.
And then the third movie we had the Spinosaurus, right?
I want to say so.
Yeah.
And then we get the
Mr. Indo.
yeah.
Yep.
And listen,
And
I
he's
think
better than Indoraptor. He's way better than the Indoraptor, and he's better than whatever the fuck they did in the. All right, and we're back. I may or may not have run out of storage. I don't want to talk about it.
I do.
Technical difficulties, guys.
Are we even coming through?
I have no clue.
I'll figure it out.
Yep.
If worst case scenario, I will cry. So yeah, Indominus Rex. I think he's C tier though, because he is more of a force of nature than
Once
anything
again,
else.
he is a plot pusher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we do have one of the great villains.
Who we
I'm
got?
sorry, guys.
Syndrome.
S for Syndrome.
S for Syndrome.
S tier.
He has so much aura.
He's the best
He-
Pixar villain.
He's Incel Incorporated,
He
and
is
he's
Incel
great.
Incorporated. He is so awful. I'd never want to meet him for real.
No. He would be a terrible person to meet in
I'd
real
never
life.
want. I'd never want to be seen by him, perceived by him.
So
that is someone I wouldn't want.
yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about Syndrome. He's just a great villain
He's just
with a great
awful.
death scene, an amazing death scene.
I was so happy he died.
All right, we've got the villain from Django Unchained. I've not seen Django yet. I'm going to watch it at some point. I've heard it's very good, but it's very violent, and I am not great with violence. But we will get to it.
Xenomorph.
The Xenomorph.
Xenomorph.
So I assume it just means xenomorphs in general.
They do their thing
Yeah,
really well.
they
Okay,
do.
what I have heard though, and I've not watched Aliens because again,
You've never watched.
I can't do the
more.
spooky.
Literally, it's not even that
But
bad.
from what I have heard, Alien and Aliens, the xenomorph is scary.
he
And
is
after
scary.
that, they kind of when they made it CGI, he lost a lot of his scary factor.
Hear me out on the Xeno, though.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Are you gonna try to put him past the plot pusher?
Oh, I'll put it past.
Holy shit. Okay.
Jay.
I think he
That's
is.
an alien.
I will say this:
Maybe
the
they'll
xenomorph is a
That's
classic
crazy.
villain, and I don't want to get into it here on Reboot, but do some research on what the xenomorph represents in your own time. It has some really interesting philosophical connections and what Alien represents, especially for like those who have gone through certain traumas. The Alien franchise is really beautiful in that way. So I would say Alien should go in B tier.
So you want to do a symbolic B tier?
I think he's a symbolic B tier.
I'm gonna symbolic B.
I'll give him a symbolic B.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm gonna push for the S
And if-
tier with Mr. It right there.
Do not put
No.
S tier on Pennywise.
I'm
Pennywise
pushing
is not
for
an S tier.
Pennywise.
I've seen both
Okay.
of the It movies.
Listen,
And I've
I
read
had to-
parts of the book.
I had to stick up for him because I've read the entire book.
I give it a B
No.
tier.
He
easy,
is.
but
That
he-
one chapter in the It book means
Uh-huh.
I can not, in good conscience, put him higher.
He
You
is
know what I'm
a-
talking about.
I
I
know,
don't.
but he. Listen, if we're talking
We're not
about.
talking about this on live.
Yeah, if we're
Can we pause?
talking about in terms of sheer depravity, a true villain, something that is undeniably.
but we're talking
evil.
about more than just.
I'll give
evil.
this though.
Undeniably.
The
evil.
the trailers gave me nightmares.
Yeah, no. The thing is, if we're talking about
This is true.
if we're talking about a strong villain who is undeniable in their own depravity, it is.
But
them.
he's not S tier, I would say. High A tier,
No, I think low A, high B.
yeah, but I wouldn't say. And again,
I
it comes
still
down
put
to
him S.
the reason I think it comes down to because I know what he represents. He does have a lot of good philosophy. For me though, because he is a monster, he doesn't have the personality you can get out of a good S tier villain. Because an S tier villain needs to represent things philosophically,
He does.
violently.
He does.
But I mean, like, he's just an alien from space.
He's an alien from space, but he is the reason why we get such fascinating character studies and to the way that we have it. Be.
As someone who has not seen it, my understanding is that it is not great because of it. It is great because of the kids and
It
how
is
they deal
great
with
because
it.
of the kids, because of the story, but through him, you get them.
So again, I think A tier because he needs to go where the other children terrorizer, Captain James Hook.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
real.
next up, we have Toy Story 4's villain. I don't remember her name.
I didn't watch
No.
it.
I watched clips. I'm not at liberty to say, but
How are they gonna put this one here and not Gonzo from TS3?
I watched it. I didn't pay attention.
I'm gonna put in I don't know, just because I don't feel confident.
Green Goblin.
Guys.
Green Goblin,
Green
MCU
Goblin.
not MCU, Sam Raimi Green Goblin. He S tier, right? He's
Yes.
S tier. Yeah, like
Childhood. Literally a
Literally
childhood.
Yeah.
childhood classic.
You want aura.
scary villain,
Scary.
great representation of like wherever you may stand on the capitalist machine. He's a
Yup.
great representation of the flaws.
Hey,
with
but
it.
we need to get a move on.
We do.
They've been 20 minutes. We
It's
should
been
almost
20
get-
minutes. We got
Let's
a lot
speed
of
run
lists.
some of these. Let's speed some.
Yeah. Okay. So Gollum, if we don't say S tier, I think we'd
Yeah,
be
we're
crucified.
broken, so it's
Yeah.
obviously S.
The Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland.
C.
C at most.
Yeah, C for sure.
Scar.
S.
Oh my gosh, S
S
tier.
tier, it's Scar.
I don't like Scar, but we'll put him
Wrong,
in
S
S.
tier.
Wrong.
He's one of my least favorite
Oh
villains
my
of all
god,
time.
Jason Voorhees.
Jason
He's
A.
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 Jaws. the
Jaws
Jaws.
D tier.
Yeah.
D,
No,
yeah.
it's a shark.
It's a shark.
It's
The
a shark.
villain from John Wick.
D tier. 'cause
D
you got
tier.
Brown.
D tier.
Yeah.
Also, John
Bellatrix Lestrange, terrifying villain, great villain, one of my favorite villains of all time. Only a C tier villain.
Better than Voldemort.
Literally so much better than Voldemort.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, but I would say if we're going with
I'd go
that,
B,
she's
I'd go
B.
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 Yeah, no.
Emperor
yes.
Palpatine, again, one of the greats of all time. I think he has to go in S tier.
High A.
High A, actually high A's fair because there is one more character.
Yes.
General Grievous, I think D tier. I love Grievous, but he kind of bad. The dude from Seven, I haven't seen Seven because I can't do blood and gore very well.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was the dude from Breaking Bad.
No, that's
It's a bit far from me.
yeah.
I can't really see.
We got Heath Ledger Joker. He has to go S tier.
He does.
Even I would like
Aura.
Aura.
Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, a lot of fun. I don't really
L,
think she
D
qualifies
tier.
as a villain. I would say C tier.
I would say D tier because I don't like Harley Quinn.
I love Harley Quinn.
I classified this Harley Quinn as the least villainous Harley
Yes.
Quinn. I'd put her at D.
Just because of villain stuff?
Just because of villain stuff.
That's fair.
Is that the chick from
That's the Mummy from
Mummy.
the Mummy remake.
I didn't like it.
I've never watched it.
I didn't
watched
watch it.
I didn't really like it.
I think we go. I
Dolores
don't.
I think we go like.
Dolores Umbridge is evil,
She is awful.
but she isn't the.
What is she from again?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Right. Okay.
I say A tier,
I say that she made a kid carve a scar on
Yeah.
her hand.
but I don't think S
So,
tier.
I'm putting A. Yeah.
I think
rewatched
A.
Harry Potter.
We got that's another franchise we got to tackle.
The house
Let's go A.
from Monster House. S tier. Top S. I'm kidding.
Okay.
C.
C.
Yeah.
The
Gizmo.
Gringle.
I thought that was a hero.
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess
IDK.
I don't know. Ursula,
My ex.
Oh.
great villain.
Ursula.
I say B tier.
Yeah.
D tier because she looks like my ex.
Holy
Wow,
crap!
that's such.
I don't know who that is.
And Ursula.
I don't know who this woman's supposed to be.
Isn't that the person from
You got this.
Is that Kill Bill?
No. It's one of the
IDK.
most recent Marvel movies. I
No,
think.
that's not from
Really,
Marvel.
that isn't.
No.
The chick from Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
S
Oh
tier.
my God, S tier.
I've never seen Mean Girls. I can't argue it, but that
S
feels weird to
tier.
me. Darth Vader.
Look at that.
We know where he goes.
Yeah.
Regina
Literally
Jones.
put him at the top
S
S.
tier.
Yeah, he is one of.
Okay. Like I said earlier, aura villains. No villain in the history of any kind of cinema has had the aura that Darth Vader has.
Yes.
Listen.
When he walks down that corridor, you know who you're looking at.
You do.
The Headless Horseman. I don't know why he's on here. I don't
Yeah,
know which
he's a
version.
myth.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. The Terminator.
It's not really it.
The Terminator.
The
is
Terminator-
solid C.
That's a movie you need to see as well.
Solid
The first
C.
Terminator, is the only one he's really a villain in, and I would say he's only a C tier villain.
Solid C. Yep.
Thanos. I don't like this. I don't like MCU
the
Thanos.
film.
I think A
He's
tier.
the-
Infinity War Thanos was different.
I think he was worse than comic Thanos, though. Objectively,
You can think that,
I think he's B
and
tier.
I won't hate you for it. But you have to go A tier based on aura, based on presence, and based on some of the hard quotes he dropped. His movie, and he was the guy. I think Thanos is. Good.
I'll go A tier. I morally can't do that though.
I don't know.
Thanos is one of the better
Hela,
villains.
Hela, I think was a more fun villain than Thanos was.
Maybe
but-
I didn't like her. as
But
much.
I'll go B with Hela.
Yeah.
I think that feels right.
Bane.
Bane, that is the worst version of Bane. That is a D tier Bane.
But
Batman.
That's also the worst villain in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like the
No,
Dark Knight
I
has some
don't-
insane villains.
Bane-
I think
Voldemort.
he's an L.
Voldemort doesn't have.
I think
any of
Voldemort's
those.
C tier.
I think C tier is fine.
I don't
He's a
like
good
him.
villain, but he's nothing special.
He
And
isn't.
that version of Maleficent does not need to exist. I
It
say D
doesn't.
tier.
But if we go just general Maleficent, I say like easy.
Yeah,
D.
cartoon Maleficent would go A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no.
sure.
But
Facts.
that
But
Maleficent
we
is D
even
tier.
it out. Go B.
Even it out. Go B.
We'll go B.
Okay,
Okay,
don't hate
just
on Maleficent that hard.
but that's live action Maleficent.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
gotta,
but it's showing others.
Okay.
Yeah, remember it's
Right,
Maleficent.
right,
at the
right.
end
We
of
went.
the
Okay,
day.
so what are we at now? We're at No, we're good. We're. Oh
we're
no,
good.
no, we're at 23 minutes. So, let's go through a quick thing on just villains in general. Looking at this list, what do we see are the things that make great villains?
Aura.
Ignoring things like aura, that
Perspective
can't
on
be.
humanity.
There's the perspective on humanity thing, but also if we look at our S tier villains, multiple of them are just pure evil villains.
Yeah.
And I think that's something society's missing. We need more pure evil villains. As Jay most ineloquently put it last episode, we need more haters in fiction.
We need more irredeemable monsters.
Yes.
I do love a
I
hater.
think a really great example of the way to make it work is from the recent Puss in Boots movie.
Oh,
What was his
Jack
name?
Horner.
Jack Horner.
Yes, played by John Mulaney.
Hey, I'm John Mulaney. Can you do it? Do it real quick.
John Mulaney here.
Thanks, bud.
It's great times.
Connor's a great John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. But no, so yeah, no, villains they gotta be cool. They've gotta be scary, but more than anything, let them do evil things.
Yeah.
And even these
We're
villains,
villains.
They
We
are.
don't have to always like
all of them, even like the
really
ones
wish
with
I
some
hated
level of sympathy, like Gollum, who does have empathetic background, he's still an irredeemable monster who there is a line in the book that he steals babies and eats them.
I knew a guy like that.
Jay, I thought you got rehab for that.
I thought you went to jail for that.
I feel like that's kind of where we needed to cut it. It's
Nice.
just,
I'm working on
No.
but yeah,
it.
honestly, yeah, give us your thoughts on this tier list. Give us your thought on villains. yeah, this is just kind of a fun episode we did since we were all together in person.
Yup. In person.
How did I
Connor,
get
we're
here?
not real. Did you
We're
forget?
just
You're
in
not
your head,
real.
bud.
Yeah, we're just in your head.
It's in
Remember,
your
we
head,
just
bud.
popped
Real.
up, man. You can't
It's
just
in your
pop
head,
up
bud.
people.
It's in your head, bud.
Wait, where did y'all go?
Wake up.
Guys,
exactly.
wake up.
No,
Exactly, wake
no,
up, Connor.
no, 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 no!